keeping up with the wrongful death series. Okay.
Okay.
So an incredible question, because this is really important. Who can file a wrongful death claim?
So normally we would look for the direct heir. So when we talk about wrongful death claims, a lot of the times we have siblings come in, and we have cousins, because a lot of families that are close or living together, they'll come in and say, my cousin died. But we need to, in order to bring the claim, we'll need the direct heir. So usually that would go to a spouse, then children, then parents, then it can go to siblings. And then if there's no siblings to do that, then we can look out to the rest of the family or nominate somebody. Really, anyone could bring the underlying case, but we would still end up having to find the heirs and make sure that they've got that. There are situations where a spouse or a children or parents can also make their own claims. But it's limited. It's more limited. Not everyone can always bring those claims. So we'd have to show either by the circumstances of how they passed. Did someone actually watch it happen? They could have a claim for that, for seeing the person get killed. Or if they were directly dependent on the person, or if there's like a loss of consortium companionship claim from a spouse. So there are certain situations we can look at, but generally it's that immediate family, spouse, children, parents. Beyond that, it gets tougher. And like I said, I've handled one recently where the closest relative here who could be the nominee was a cousin's wife who kind of knew the guy, but then, it makes it a lot more complicated. And then the heirs were in Mexico, so it took an extra year just because of that.
So great question. So let's say that, let's say you've got somebody here in Las Vegas, and they don't have they've been in Las Vegas for 10 years, and they don't have a relationship with their family, and they have a significant other here. They're not married, but they just have a significant other. They've had a girlfriend or a boyfriend for 10 years, live in the same house, living with the person, gets, killed in a car crash, and then...
Yeah, so the girlfriend in that scenario could be the special administrator to settle the accident claim with the court's approval. So what would happen is we would nominate the special administrator in probate court. She could get permission to settle the case, but she couldn't take the money. She couldn't inherit that money normally, unless there was some will or something that designated it. We would then have to find the heirs, do whatever search we can to locate heirs, and then give that money to them. So it would go, again, first, any spouse out there. And, we do have people who have spouses in other countries who come here and live with other significant others.
That's crazy.
That's a thing, right? I mean, because people might not, if they're coming from Central America or something, some of them don't get divorced.
Right.
They got a wife in El Salvador, but they come here and live with somebody else.
Right.
Common scenario. So no, actually, we'd have to find either the spouse, children, parents, siblings, like brother, sister, or then cousins. They would get the money. That there could be a situation, I guess, where that the girlfriend applies for it and asks the court for approval, but I don't see that going through very easily. I would tell that person it's going to be tough. That would have to be held in a probate account or in our trust account until we found some heirs.
So how? I know this seems like a simple question. So how can you prevent that from happening? Like, how can you prepare? And I guess there's a tough part, right? Because then, you're like, hey, just in case.
Well, yeah, just in case. The easiest way would be a will, or to say if whatever claims I have are going to be inherited by this person.
Right.
The best way would be to get divorced in the other country, or to have some clear lineage and then marry the person you're with here.
Right.
But there are reasons people don't do that. But the easiest way is you could assign it with a will. But then, that would, it's not super complicated, but you just have to have it clearly outlined ahead of time before the bad thing happens.
Right. Can you in your will, so let's say that you're married, can you exclude, so the person that you're talking about and that has a wife in El Salvador, can you exclude the wife in El Salvador and say, I want it to be Shaniqua?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. You can the law on wills is actually pretty open in terms of what you can do and can't do. You can.
That's dirty, by the way.
Yeah,
that's dirty.
Exactly.
I mean, just take care of your business, number one. But I mean, that's dirty. But I'm just saying, let's say that, because it seems like a very messy. If you're here in Las Vegas and if you've been there for 10 years, or if you live somewhere else for 10 years, because it's not mutually exclusive to Las Vegas. But so if you've been living somewhere for 10 years, you don't have a good relationship with your family, and you've had a great relationship with this other person, then that is a way to protect them, so you don't have to go through all of these things. Because if something does happen, their back and their hearts are going to be up against the walls. They're going to have to deal with the grieving, the this and that, whatever. But then the fact that they can't do anything as well.
I've had families call me inquiring, or I've talked to people who didn't want to go forward with a wrongful death claim, even where there was something happened. And I thought, okay, I think I can get something here. There's something is out of place. But when I explained the process of going through probate and of going through this and then finding the heirs, they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's uphill.
Even though someone passed.
Yeah, it's uphill.
You know, and so it's daunting, you know, at times. But yeah, it's one of those things that being clear about who is going to inherit, it's always good to take care of those things ahead of time.
Right.
It's preventative, you know. So, but yeah, in terms of who can make the wrongful death claim, we're gonna always try and figure out spouse, children, parents in that order.
You know, I think part of it also depends on how much people think is there, because anytime somebody dies,
yes, and I've seen some shocking things, you know, fighting in families, and there's often people are surprised, but yeah, there's once the money is there and the grieving is done, or it's a family member they were kind of estranged from, right? But then they, you know, there's some jockeying for position, I guess you'd call it, you know, and it's like who's getting what.
That's such a great idea for another video. We should make a whole nother video on that. How much can you get in, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, we could talk about it right now.
Cool. All right. Thank you for that. Let's make another video.
Just call Ryan. Call Ryan. Call Ryan. Don't waste another moment. Just call Ryan. Ladies love him. Lawyers hate him. Makes sense, cause when he takes them to court, they always gotta pay him. So don't be stressed, don't be pressed. Ryan's gonna go get that cash. And if they don't pay up, Ryan's gonna kick that. Who should you call when you crash your car? Blue-eyed wonder, he'll have you flying. Don't waste another moment, just call Ryan.